my fellow Americans. On Friday, we witnessed something like no other in the Oval Office on live television. The result has sparked a deep divide not only within the United States, but the world. For years, the United States has been the main source of income for the Ukrainian government's war effort to defend itself against Russia. As of today, the United States has spent $182.8 billion on the war, and another $193.2 billion remains in possible funds for disbursement. Not only has this war been draining the pockets of American taxpayer dollars, but continued death and destruction between the two nations. The war in Ukraine did not start in 2022, but long before that. The tension between NATO and Russia builds even before the current Russian government, going all the way back to the Soviet Union. NATO was an alliance created to combat Soviet expansion. Even though there were deals between NATO and Russia in regards to its expansion, it continued to grow. After the fall of the Soviets in 1991, NATO would continue to expand. Going into 1999, NATO would only consist of 16 countries. After 1999, NATO would expand to 32. Russia has even suggested interest in attempts to join the NATO alliance, to start building a bridge between them and other Western countries. However, that idea would never be allowed. In the background, deals were attempting to be brokered, that was having Ukraine join the NATO alliance. Their inclusion would be the hand on Russia's neck that NATO always wanted to have. NATO has outlived its welcome. Today, it's an organization that merely seeks to use the United States as a blanket and a piggy bank. NATO has a collective spending of $1.47 trillion. The United States foots the bill of about $967 billion of that. The alliance is very important to promote peace and democracy, but the heart is no longer there. I stand with President Trump and his administration seeking the immediate ceasefire to the Ukraine-Russian war. On top of that, a peace deal that would positively help both countries. Everyone must agree that it's time for the death to stop. Too many young, innocent lives are being lost because of this war. While other nations continue to seek funding this war, the United States must stop being the major funder and instead the hand of diplomacy. Post-war, the United States should seek a positive relationship between Russia and the Western world. There will only be those who hate this idea. They drive to hate Russia because they're passionate or because they profit from it. What people fail to remember is the United States and Russia have a deeply connected history, dating all the way back to our revolution. Why must we be enemies? Together as allies, we took down the Axis powers, bringing the world at war to an end. Even as enemies aiming nukes at each other, we battled like brothers in the space race, trying to outdo each other, eventually leading to the first man on the moon. We continue that relationship with space exploration with the space station. The United States and Russia, in which other nations travel to research things in space, launching in Russia on Russian rockets. My idea is that there are too many people in the United States and abroad that profit off the fact that hypothetically Russia would launch a missile at the Western world, preventing such peace. However, the United States, Russia, and human civilization as we know it would benefit more if we were partners, not enemies. Thank you, and God bless America.